well. I was kind of thinking, you know, Ultra Iron maybe we're going to try for that. I thought maybe them just being that, you know, less experienced team in comparison to NRG, they were going to try that. Obviously, it looked like it got to that point almost, but too bad. But you know what? We'll eventually get there.
I have been noticing that the teams that have been trying to do that, at least at a tier 1 level, have been doing it purely in terms of like an underdog pick, but don't actually have any strategy on that map, which I think it's tougher to do when it's a map like Dust2 or Vertigo, where there's some set strategies and you can kind of figure it out as you go, but you can't do that with Train. But anyways, Train isn't here. We've got Dust2 ready for you, and we'll see what Ultra Iron can do. Can they snag a map away from the second place team of last season? It starts off well for them, and Misha finds an entry. But OC is going to start fighting for himself as well. He goes down after a couple of dinks. A 5v3 for Ultra Iron to start things off. Looks peachy keen, but Bro's spamming through the smoke as well.
Yeah, you got to welcome for Bro here to get something done. But now players are starting to fall apart. But Hex does get himself at least something. But now Bro's trying to get right onto the heels with the dualies. Oh, man. And he just gets eradicated. Amisha now gets the big triple kill to end the round here. So another pistol round going to come through. So they're actually sitting in a good position. You know, when we combine the first best of 1 to here, it actually is Ultra Iron that have now put themselves in a 2-1 in terms of the pistol rounds. So this is a really good stat for them and a good opportunity for them to potentially build up some rounds.
Yeah, gotta build somewhere. And this is a good starting point. One more force buy for NRG, though. Double scouts between OC and Bro. They're really trying to push these double scopes. I'm curious to see how that fares in the long term.
I like it.
Potency for the scouts on this map specifically is very powerful, and they've actually put them both in the same place. One of them falls early, and the other is now smoked off. George is still up close and personal here. How aware is Misha on these close range angles? Very, very aware is the answer. And he's going to go searching in through upper to try and clear that position as well, but Hex is caught between the pillar. No way Misha can spot this now. Sight lines behind him. And Hex will snag away an AK-47. Clip Zera cannot avenge his fallen comrade. But all these charades don't really matter, right, Laz? I mean, at this point, the A-bombs hit has fallen, and it's all just consolation prizes for NRG.
Yeah, it really is. Just trying to pick up some guns, just trying to get themselves anything. But, I mean, if they can even keep Hex alive, I mean, they could even try to attempt something here. They don't have a kit, though. I mean, that's going to be the problem, is they essentially have to make a play now, right? And you can see Ultra Iron, they got the double player on Catwalk, so this is going to isolate Bro. He's the one player that's sitting here with the scout, not the best weapon unless he can hit a headshot, but now he's been spotted, his head's going to get bopped, and now Hex and Nitro, they're going to get the heck out of here. But honestly, keeping that armor, keeping the AK, this is going to be a really good round for them in the secondary, but again, it got a little bit dicey at moments here for Ultra Iron, but at the same token, not a bad way for them to get themselves a second. Still being able to preserve, you know, the Galil and the AK and that armor purchase as well. So this is all good things. And even with the money situation for NRG, it's not looking good. So that's what I was kind of saying about the pistol round being gained from Ultra Iron, is that this is really gained a good opportunity finding that first and second. And we'll just see how many more that they can stack up for themselves.
Yeah, honestly, great split-second decision there from Ultra Iron to maneuver back to the A-bomb site once all those lower shenanigans were happening. Worked out splendidly in the long run. And now Hex wants to get himself involved straight away in middle. Scout shot missed, and he immediately tries to clear up that void in the lower tunnels. Tries to have a little bit of impact there early. Nitro with this Mac 10. Has he been spotted? Not necessarily. He's found himself one early. But as he tries to get a little greedy for that gun, he gets traded out tit for tat from Talon.
Yeah, and again, Hex being kind of in a power position here with the sole rifle here for the CT side, and he's in lower B, so they've really cleared things off. But so they have a really good inkling that, look, Ultra Iron is nowhere to be seen around, you know, mid or even towards B. So now they can kind of put these three players in the stack of the A side. But Ultra Iron are still kind of posted up here. Now the nades are starting to finally come through. The execute's going to be done. Bro's trying his best just to stop this. Look at the swing. Oh, my God. Oh, man. I was thinking, surely not, Bro. We're not doing this right now, are we? But he stays alive. Arius does get that opener. And there we go. Just cleaning it all up. And now Hex, a tough task at hand here. He's close into the site, but he can only find the one kill. And now George I think it's a matter of time here before he falls to his death, and there it is. Ultra Iron going to be starting things off with a 3-0, but now we're into this gun round, and this is where things get interesting.
Yeah, now it'll test how really efficient Ultra Iron's trading is, because so far, again, I liked what I saw in Anubis in terms of the style and trying to bring that over here onto Dust 2. And initially, the results have definitely been there. Now, what can they do in the mid-round against a team like NRG once they've got guns out is the real question. I'm still trying to find that token player to really keep my eyes on for Ultra Iron. I think Flo has had a couple of moments here and there. Misha as well. Arias had a couple of aggressive plays that were really cool, but I still think that we're trying to figure this team out as far as the series goes.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, and I agree with you. I think Misha was kind of one of those players, from my review, is like, I think statistically probably like slightly the best player, but I haven't really been sold on it yet. Like, I think there's still kind of this potential for, the 1 or 2 players that really could pop off. But again, the fact that they're sitting in a 3-0 is not a bad feat at all. And this is what we were kind of talking about for this team, is an advanced team that made it through relegation and now really going against a heavy dog. They looked a bit scared in the beginning, a bit on a leash, but now they're starting to look a lot more confident in what they're doing. So NRG now going to have to buckle up a little bit better. But OC with the op once more. He's just going to be on the back of Cat here, just playing very passive as he would. Ultra Iron now getting the smokes and flashes ready to go for the mid-crunch potentially. Bombs on the outskirts of B here, Paladin. So again, no decision has really been a concrete decision yet.
No, not at all. Just poking and prodding right now are Ultra Iron, but they've gotten themselves short control. They've figured out that upper is still not completely clear, so they've got a very good understanding of the map right now. They've got a couple of decisions that they've got to make now, though. Is it an end in terms of mid to B, or is it a short exit? The former would lead them to their doom. The latter would maybe find a solution, but 35 seconds left on the clock. They've got to start making some concrete plans. And sure, you've got a little bit of damage on an OC, but 30 seconds, we've got to get a move on.
Yeah, this is a really weird executing. Look at Nitro. Oh my god, they don't clear him. Oh, they do not clear him. How does he get in that kind of a position? Houdini. They just went right by him. They did a pop flash back turned, and he was able to just disappear. It's magic. And now Ultra Iron, they were looking so good, and I was talking about confidence, but they start to overthink this, and they have to save. They ran the clock way too low, and it's only been 1 death for NRG, and that's the thing. You and I have, talked about this a million times in previous seasons, is that, teams that just kind of run the clock so low, I'll just never understand it.
Yeah, I think that flash play was fine. I think it comes down to just fundamentals, right? You've got all the time in the world once that flash pops to clear every corner. And unfortunately, they don't. Nitro capitalizes on the youngsters and nabs NRG there first. But still, good idea. I mean, the way they're reading the map is still solid. And the fundamentals at a macro level still look pretty solid. So, of course, NRG, they capitalize on a young mistake, but don't write Ultra Iron off just yet. They're seeing the game pretty well right now.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see, hopefully, for Ultra Iron, if they're going to be able to pick up the pace just a little bit more, right? Just to feel a little bit more of a decision-making, not getting in their own heads. But again, you got a double player on NRG stack on long, and Nitro's already in a strong position. The fact that he's in pit, now they can just put way more focus onto Catwalk and even CT spawn. And you can see Ultra Iron. They're looking like they want to go for a bit of a 2-2 split on this, and Nitro does actually get that lurk kill of Clip Zero, so this is already good, because now Nitro, if he chooses to, he's going to push through this, and he's going to get all the information in the world. And now NRG, the jig's up. They got a full read on this.
Yeah, but they have no idea how fast these mid players are. They've got no early alarm warning system. They're gonna try to have to fight from both ends, and they've shiplocked all the way through. Sure, bro, and Hex gets 2, but they've still got the bomb site and at least a chance at a clutch, but that makes things a little bit more difficult. George catches the player on the cross, tags up Talon as well. George will go charging through, and now he'll just get whittled down, Talon. It's a good attempt from Walter, and again, solid read there, getting themselves the mid to B, but unfortunately for them, the tons prong doesn't get anything, not even 1 kill, and that kind of ruins the entire plan that Ultra Iron had up their sleeve, and it kind of just falls right on their face.
Yeah, it really does. And now, I mean, even in a top position here, because again, the utility, or the money, I'm going to say, sorry, is going to be quite low here. Dooley's going to be purchased. Just, yeah, the pistols, just trying to see what they can work with. A good smoke going to be thrown from NRG. That's going to land into long door. So that's just going to be, again, just not allowing any sort of room. And even, oh man, even Bro, he's getting a little hungry. He's been a little bit bored, I guess. And he's now trying to get himself a couple more kills. And looking like he's going to find himself at least a double. So yeah, he's starting to eat. A good nade as well. Yeah, this is just falling apart. Nothing here for Ultra Iron at all. Now their backs are really on the board. An easy cleanup here for NRG, or should be. And now all down to Flow on a 1-on-5. And yeah, not meant to be here, Baladin.
No, not in this one here. And now you're starting to have Bro get a little bit antsy. Been stuck on that B bomb site, trying to lock it down there. And now you're starting to see him get a little bit more aggressive. I don't necessarily know what his position is completely just yet. You'd consider him potentially to be that long player, but Nitro's been taking care of that instead. So curious to see how these setups really work. Doesn't really feel like everything's set in stone, and OC actually catches a player in through those mid doors and instantly gets a boon to start off round number 7 and opening 5v4 straight away.
Yeah, I love this. And now we're starting to see NRG really kind of getting themselves back into regular form here. OC, you know, getting himself these opening duels with the op is so important. A deep flash that actually doesn't really do anything at all. I mean, and again, Nitro, he's going to be able to have a free, easy kill. Nice little bit of an off angle. But I like the attempt here from Ultra Iron, like the fact that they're trying to re-aggress for map control, but it just feels like a little too late at some points here. And now, with down to the 3 players remaining, again, you have the deep player, Misha, here onto cap, but with a smoke and Molotov available, you're not really going to be able to have that full exec to cover off Cat and kind of, you know, isolate OC, but might be able to land a shot maybe, because you can see OC's kind of playing just on ramp now, getting himself back into elevator. But they got to get moving, and Bro, he's already spotted it. Oh my god, and he takes the Opera away as well. Bro is just hunting right now.
And now he's reading the fade as well. Clipzera trying to go toe-to-toe, but eventually just going to have to give his position up. A little bit of chip damage across 2 players, but 30 seconds left. You just got to call the save, or at least make a move and try to die after time, or die before time, rather. I think they'll just molly themselves off and try to hole up and wait. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, I guess they're sending it. 14 seconds left on the clock, and here we go. OC on the sight line trying to read this. Okay, yeah. Never mind. They feign a cat execute, and they don't actually go off the back of it. I don't mind this. They should be able to hold on to these guns. Oh, no, but they've been figured out now. They've got to fight tooth and nail to keep their guns. Clipzera and Misha, just scrape through.
Yeah, I mean, the fact they're able to keep these guns it's something, right? They're going to take anything they can. And yeah, NRG, like, kind of giving some bodies away. But again, the cash is just flowing for these guys. So, you know what? In my perspective, no harm, no foul. It's going to be fine. But, you know, here for round 8, they still got the op available. They got the AK here. OC, oh, just easy picking. Low-hanging fruit. Look at him. Now he's even looking for another one. I don't know. Ooh, he actually just missed the shoulder. I was thinking maybe he was going to get a tag. Good molly. Going to slow things down here. That's Bro. Going to be able to help him out, slowing down this aggression. We're starting to see Ultra Iron really picking up a little bit more of this pace, but the bomb is still in T-spawn. So again, I think they were just looking for a quick pick just to do something, and now they're just feeding OC.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they've collapsed in a lot of ways mentally. The defaults have gone out the window. You've got a player running down suicide with no nades. And sure, you pull one back with Arias, but Bro's got a prime trade right on his plate, and he'll capitalize on it fully. Arias does get out middle, but he'll be capitalized upon by Bro once more. And just talent left with this measly scout. 55 seconds left on the clock. C4 on his back, but no real room to maneuver around the map. He's going to have to hit some blinders, and he's got a little bit of an opening here if he can hit the headshot on the Hex, but that's a very big if. Here comes the flash. Here comes the swing. Ah, there's another flash just for crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and Bro will end it with the sniper that he collects from his dead teammate. NRG 5 the good now.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, now this is again where, you know, we haven't really seen much of a timeout being utilized, I guess, from anybody, but I was thinking Alter Iron, I was kind of thinking they would have gone for it. Maybe in this round, just to, again, use that for the following, for round number 10, but, I mean, they're still pressing on. They're still just keeping things moving, so they're not going to do it at all, but, oh, they look like they're going to commit to, this looks like it might even be a mid-swing here. I was thinking maybe the old long A rush, maybe, but Tech9 just going to get tapped away here, and look at OC. He's stacked here with George. But the both of them find one each, and George goes to his death, and now OC, we get to see maybe a little bit of something here. Finally get that op a little bit more activated. OC, oh my, hang on, Talon now has made things a bit more interesting.
They try to faff around with their utility, but it gets punished by Talon, but no matter. Even if the only 2 players are kept alive for NRG, they've won 6 in a row now. So their cash is definitely making a splash at this point. So if eco does not work out, the pace change also unsuccessful. And Alter Iron will get guns out once more, but I don't know. I'd like a little bit more of that traditional defaulting. It was providing some successes in terms of how close these rounds were getting, but I guess the kind of end result of them has kind of pushed them away from the idea, but now they're just going to try for some good old-fashioned grouping and seeing if they can trade instead. I don't mind this idea, but it's going to be a tough one.
A tough position for Nitro. Oh man, he was almost able to find, I thought he would have done a little bit more damage to Arias, but it sounded pretty good. I think it was on the corner of the wall, but regardless, at least, you know, for Alter Iron, I mean, they're able to get that 1-on-1 trade right away, but we're going to need to see a little bit more now. Now reconvening themselves, they have that pick control. Now they can kind of pull back on this if they choose to, but instead they're going to actually commit potentially for the long A hit. They're going to take this as a full unit. That's what they want to go for. Do this as a brute force, not a bad idea. Look at NRG, they have the full Reed Paladin. These guys are chapters ahead of them right now.
Yeah, Hex completely clearing out the upper tunnels allows for this triple gamble to come through, and you might even have a late lurk if you want from Hext. Oh, the little wallbang is good, but it does negligible damage. It's time to scale. They've got to go full grayscale with 30 seconds left on the clock. The flash is good, but the shots from Alter Iron are better. Arias and Clip Zero find themselves too. They know there's a third player on the site, and he falls as well. Bro will find nothing. And it's all up to that measly B player of Hex, and he can't do anything. And this one, Alter Iron strike back with a 4th.
Not bad at all. I was thinking maybe this was not going to be the best positioning. Just again, we saw this on Anubis, right? We saw that NRG in a position where they had a really good read. They had the good stack going into the site, but somehow, in some way, they don't land the shots. They can't really make the connections, and it all kind of just backfires against them. Like, now we see here on Dust2, but I do love that Alter Iron, they were able to get themselves back into this, and this is only a, you know, getting to be a closer affair. Like, this is a 2-round differential after this. So this is where, I mean, money's still looking pretty good for NRG, but Alter Iron, I mean, could be a world where we maybe do see this tie game scenario, which, you know, is already going to be a really good scoreline, you know, for a team like this, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, a team that was definitely kind of mentally spiraling there from some of the strategy that I was seeing, but nothing like a good old-fashioned long crawl to kind of break that deadlock. Kind of back your players, simplify the strategy a little bit more, and everything kind of comes up the T side there. Now that they've gotten around to break the streak that was developing from NRG, how do they build on that? How do they try to equalize this half at sixes once all is said and done? Slow it down a little bit more here. And no initial gambits to speak of. You got Flo actually on an aggressive stance in the upper tunnels, but can he actually find anything is another question. It's actually Talon to open things up first. The sniper of NRG to fall alongside it.
Yeah, I don't know if I love this too. Like, I mean, OC's just kind of playing by himself. Like, where before we saw it was him and George kind of playing the really good buddy system. Like, I understand that George was boosting him, but there's nobody there to help him with the trade. So now, essentially, OC missing that shot. It's a missed opportunity. Now he's dead. So now this gives the advantage in terms of the manpower for Alter Iron. And this is not a good situation right now for NRG. So they've actually vacated the B site. They have both Hex and Bro just on the outskirts of it. So they put all their attention into mid, expecting there to maybe be some kind of a mid crunch, maybe for the split. Now going to reconvene for this long A control. Nitro for maybe the swing, but the Paul Flash catches him as well. Now he's going to just try to re-aggress onto this. He self-flashes, but look at these AKs. They're giving fresh haircuts right now against NRG. And this might have to be a save attempt here. Unless we can see Bro or Hex being able to find themselves a multi-kill to making this more of a question, but it looks like no. They're going to throw the white flag. They're done. They're going to save this for the last round.
Yeah, they'll have a buy in the following, but unfortunately, that one pop flash basically dooms the round. If he isn't flashed there, maybe he can get one. If he gets a second, this round absolutely on. Considering one half of the split would be cut away, but not to be. And that's where the captain gets overrun. Alter Iron storm back into this half. Bring it back to 5. And now onus is kind of on NRG to start bucking up under pressure, because it does feel like this map is kind of slipping away from them. I'd argue Alter Iron is playing the better CS overall.
I would too. Yeah, no, I definitely would agree with you. I do think they're actually, for the most part, is playing the better CS. I think we've seen a couple of those inexperienced rounds and decision-making that, has again gone against them, but I do think overall they are playing the more structured CS, and they seem to be really utilizing their game plan a lot better, even with no timeout. Like, that's, to me, that's kind of almost interesting as well. Like, the on-the-fly call going, do this instead. This is what, NRG are doing. Let's expose it, and they're doing a great job of that.
So what's the plan now for NRG? You're getting OC a lot more involved in these opening picks, sure, but right now, Alter Iron are getting a lot of map control seemingly for free. I feel like they've been getting up short quite a bit. And the way NRG were able to storm back into this game was retaining short control. Right now, it's just OC on a sightline that can be easily flashed off. Alter Iron just keen on playing a little bit slower. Nitro close up to the long doors. All these players in stances to go one and done, but not being given the chance to fire off a bullet just yet. Wide swing coming out from Misha. Hex gets his bell rung, but Bro is there to help save his bacon. 5v4 for NRG.
Yeah, thank God for Bro. I mean, Hex would have been a dead man. I mean, you could already see he was caught with the wide swing down to 13. So now again, this is a situation where NRG they win a duel, the opening duel, let's say, sure, but we've seen them falling apart pretty quickly in despite in these positions. So now for Alter Iron, they're going to try to again go back for the cap play. They got the smokes ready to go. They actually could block off for OC. Really just making this op not being able to find any sort of, visibility. Oh, and they're actually even going to double stack as well. They're going to try to see if they're going to be able to find a pick potentially. Talon spots the shadow, but Bro, that European talent, doing one a little bit better. OC missing the one shot. Finally gets himself a little bit more of a dinger, but needs to find more. Needs to be able to stop something, but he misses. Thank goodness for the rest of NRG. They're able to bring things back to a 7-5. And we're going to take that quick break. All right, well, we're not on train, but we're definitely on Dust 2, and the first half has gone in favor for NRG, but boy, oh boy, it's been more of a head scratcher, I think, because NRG have not really looked like their top form, but maybe, just maybe, things can change here on the T side. Laz and Paladin to see if that's going to even be the case.
Let's see what NRG can do now. Ultra Iron have done a fairly good job at hanging around in this game. And they're already keeping up the aggression here on the CT side, flashing through at the top of middle, but they've been spotted and a dink to boot. The long scale will come through. That smoke should be deployed into the middle of long, but they swing right before it plumes and Flo finds his man.
Oh man, and even now the USPs are starting to make some good connections. So, whoo, okay, OC, there we go, finally. There we go, OC. Go off, King. Just find more heads. Get these kills. 5 bullets. Why not? It's going to be Hex that's able to find himself on the catwalk. OC gets it with a nice 1-2 Taparino, but whoo-wee, slick round from some of the veterans here of NRG to get things done on the opening pistol. Now things are dead even on those pistol rounds, and that was something I was critiquing NRG for.
Well, you talked about the potency of NRG on this map in the pre-show, and when you think about the individual prowess of them, and that's that round right there. You know, the strategy, it's simple, but it still has some errors in it. But errors be damned. They've still got some stellar killers on their team. And it still nets them that 8th round. No force buy from Alter Iron. They're playing conservative here, and I don't mind that one bit, Laz. Trying to make sure that this round score doesn't get out of control. And try to stay competitive and have a puncher's chance at clawing this game back.
Yeah, definitely already looking so much better. And honestly, you know, talking about so much better is, like, even the fact of OC. Like, I mean, there's been a couple, you know, questionable op plays and not really hitting shots, but, I mean, his scoreline is definitely showing that he's still a fragging machine. And now, bro, he has to be a bit of a fragging machine, because look at him. He's just getting overwhelmed with bodies, but who other than Captain America to help him out? And there we go. Nobody going to drop, so they keep all 5 players alive, adding even more coin to the pocket, which will be nice with those Mac 10 kills. But now what do we see here for round number 15? Because this is going to be the first official gun round from Ultra Iron. Do they do something out the gate here, Paladin? Do we kind of see them, like, really risk it all? Or do we kind of just see that maybe conservative play?
You'll probably have some gimmick play across the map, like a short boost or maybe some upper aggression, lower aggression. At least if I'm Ultra Iron, that's what I'd want to utilize. I'd want to have some sort of early information or a chance at a 5v4. But they're not going to do it. They're just going to lean 3 players long, and at least they'll get that control early. But it's a B play. All the information is going to come too late. George has found his entry. And sure, he gets spammed out, but the damage is already done. Hex is already there to pounce from the middle doors. And sure, we go tit for tat, but a 3v3 retake on the B bomb site, Laz, that's one of the hardest retakes to pull off.
It really is. I feel like this and Inferno are kind of those maps where you don't like being on those retake scenarios, especially there for Flo. He had an inkling. He's like, look, I know somebody's close on by, but it's OC. And he's getting that lurk kill. So yeah, the CTs, they gotta retreat. And honestly, I don't blame them, because they only had 1 PC utility with Flo dying. Flo was the other player that had a Molotov and a flash available. If he would have been alive, probably could have been worth trying it in a 3v3. Would have been a bit risky, but, you know, keeping these guns in their pockets is definitely going to be the right play. But NRG, man, they're looking like such a strong T-sided team already. You can already see the CT side still a bit of a work in progress, but so far, their T side has just really been a good executed game plan.
Yeah, great snap decision to just go straight into that B bomb site. I mean, you can see that split coming to fruition from spawn, essentially. 2 players laid on in middle, and you've got Hex immediately fighting on the lurk instead of sticking around and holding for position, waiting for an extra body to come through. As soon as that 1 kill comes in, it throws communication up into complete disarray for Ultra Iron. And there's just no way for them to really settle down after all is said and done. Now we get that first tack timeout from Ultra Iron, but in all honesty, it feels a little too late. NRG now are spilling with confidence, and really, I don't even think they have to default at this point with how stellar these out-of-spawn calls have been looking.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like I would have liked the time of being utilized a little bit earlier, but look, I mean, maybe they just wanted to clean something quickly up. They only took the one timeout too, so clearly it wasn't too long of a conversation they needed to have. Where, you know, we've seen it before too, where some teams like, you know, burn through two, if not all of them, like in one situation, right? That's where you got to know something's really, really wrong. But we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna have in different store for us. Misha's got the MP9, looking just a little bit, you know, pre-Molotov in case there was some aggression from NRG's plans. Not going to be the case. And actually, long control is going to be grabbed up here for the CT side, so this is really strong. Talon's actually got himself just on the hard corner outside of Pit. Misha's looking like trying to find something through that pop smoke. Just missing the timing, but things are looking a little bit more of a ray here. Things are... Oh, even Bro, look at him. Oh, Paladin. Oh, look at him. He's lurking, but he can't seem to find the kill, but you gotta love the A for effort.
And now that changes the decision for NRG. I think they were considering joining in with the B split. But now, with short control, why not commit to an A execute instead? OC is now going to lurk outside middle in the meantime. Flashes exchange from both sides. Neither player completely blinded up, but the entry goes to George. Now they're going to go having their decision simplified for them as OC finds another in middle of the rotation. George's taps are a little dicey, and Clipsera is there to respond. 2v3, but Nitro quiets up the scene a little bit quicker. Beautiful couple of taps there to bring it down to a 2v1. And it's Misha now in the 1v2, making his position known very quickly. Molotov is great to stall things out. And now things become much more difficult for Misha. As that molly fades, he's got another smoke in his face. He's only got one option here if he wants to go for it, and that's either to go up that cat box or to go through the smoke. And he's been read like a book. Captain America himself with 3 kills in the round, and NRG have themselves 11.
Yeah, things are starting to really look like NRG are just, trying to close this thing out as fast as possible. You know, with the 7-5 first half, I mean, it's really just been a non-stop streak here from NRG, but that's where we were saying their T side, they definitely look like a strong offensive team. The CT side definitely still needs a little bit of polishing, but that's okay. But yeah, this is kind of that different level of experience that we were talking about, right? And Alta Iron are probably just, scratching their heads like, look, things are different here. This isn't advanced. This isn't like the same that we've been involved with. So even OC finding an opening duel right away, that's something we haven't seen for a little while, right? Like through mid especially as well. But now we're starting to see NRG. They're just getting a little bit more aggro here, Paladin. They're starting to make some quick decisions. They're not really hesitating on this. Nitro's got a full read on this. They're just going to bombard middle. And just like that, blink of an eye, down to the map point.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. That's definitely the situation at hand. You're absolutely right. It was always going to be a tough ask for Alter Iron, but I will say, lads, there are some things that I really do like about this team. I do think that there's something to be excited about. The formula is definitely there. I think they've just got to get beat down, unfortunately, by some of these teams a couple of times and kind of just learn the hard way. I've kind of spoke that tune a couple of times now per season, but I think it's the same goes with a roster like Alter Iron, and they've been having some success as well, like in Advanced and in CCT, they've been having some successes, and we've seen what that's done for other Advanced teams like Final Form and Lag. Look at this, man. Long scale already complete at a minute 25. Talon does find one, but the bomb will still go down in this man disadvantage.
Yeah, it's all down to this, right? I mean, this is where Alter Iron, they're going to have to find something deep. Go deep into the pocket here for the retake. Doing some good damage against Nitro, but now Bro, using this smoke to his advantage, he's going to try to creep up on the catwalk. The flashes, everybody is blind. Look at Bro, though. He's got a full lineup. Him and Hex together. The 1-2 combination making it happen. But now the jump shots with the M4 here too. More insult to injury. Smoke's coming in, looking for the bomb. They're just going to try to stick this. It's all down to OC. He has to hit the shot. Oh no, OC just moved at the last second. He had the perfect lineup. And Alter Iron are going to stay in this game a little longer.
The flick away is crazy. But NRG cannot close it out there. Alter Iron doing such a good job, and I mean, what heroics they needed. The jumping Kukli shot to pull it back is kind of insane. But they're going to have to do it 6 more times, lads, if we want anything more out of this game here. NRG know that it's just a small setback at this point. Oh my goodness, I don't know how Flo gets that one. After missing the jump, Talon's gonna aggress behind it, and maybe that's a bit overzealous. Bro finds the evening frag as Misha goes another one the good for AIC.
Yeah, and even still, like, looking to contest this as well, and Flo just kind of holding the same position. Oh, wow, re-aggresses again! Not done yet. One bullet left in the chamber. Has to be able to hit the shot and will make the connection. So now Flo being the quad kill and making it, yeah, right down to the 4K at the end. That's a way to make a statement. That's where we were talking about who on this team is going to pop off. Who in this team can shine a little bit more bright when things are getting rough. And man, we were waiting for Flo to do something big, and that's definitely something there.
Yeah, when your backs are against the wall, your thought process is to potentially keep scooting on back, but Flo surges forward. Definitely not backing down from a fight, and that's probably one of the most exciting rounds I've seen out of a player on Ultra Iron yet. Cool stuff. We'll see if he can keep this team alive just a little bit longer. But he's still not being able to... been given a fight here on Catwalk. He'll just have to end up shirking back to that A-bomb site. And that long lurk, or that long crawl, is still coming through. Flo's got to come up to bat yet again here, Laz.
Yeah, and even Flo, I love that he's repositioned himself. Oh boy, just barely missing that shot too. I was thinking maybe he would have been able to find this. I love that he's trying to go toe-to-toe with OC though, right? I mean, he actually really has kind of, you know, been able to flex a little bit, which is cool to see. And that's where we were kind of talking about for Challenger League, like with all these different teams that are in the season, like who's going to be kind of these, you know, a little bit of diamonds in the rough, if you want to call it that. And already now we're kind of seeing a little bit more life out of this in Dust 2.
Ooh, look at Bro, man. He snuck up through mid. He's found Talon. And soon he'll be able to suss out that there are 2 players on Catwalk as well. Back to back in the smoke, but Misha comes out on top. Clips Arrow finds another. All the positions are now noted for NRG. They've been given the bomb site into the 3v3. And they're still favored to close this one out here in Dust 2.
Yeah, but with the 3v3, I mean, again, utility, one flash available here for NRG. You got a smoke, nade, and a flash here for the CT side. They spot the player onto the ramp. Now they got to get going. That timer already halfway done. And looks like NRG might be able to clean this up. Beautiful crossfire. They get it done. 13-7. NRG are going to be able to find themselves the 2-0 for the day with the 2 best of ones. It got a little bit bumpy at the end there. It wasn't, you know, the full smooth ride on the plane. It was a little bit of turbulence, but NRG, they get it done.
Yeah, you can tell with this squad that there are some